Okay, so Mama is here in a nightgown in the middle of the night to talk about the infamous Unirock. I was telling you guys earlier, I have had the day from hell. I mean, the day from hell. So many things have gone haywire today that it's just ridiculous. And some of it is, we went to pick up our kitchen island and they didn't have the exact one we wanted or ordered. They also didn't have the table we wanted. They had one with a totally different top on it. It was just a mess. And then all my china got crushed. All my blue and white Staffordshire, when they started moving my china cabinet, yeah. So all the china popped around. I was like crying earlier. So it doesn't help that this has been a day where I've just had to put up with the stupidity of Unirock. So I really want to talk about that more than anything else. It has been a cry day. So we're gonna have our cry conversation here about it. About Okay, Magic 8 Ball. Was Uni ever in the armed forces? This is the only thing I can get a for sure reading on. As I see it, yes. So Unirock has been tossing rocks at Steve for a long time about Steve's military experience. Steve was in the Navy, nuclear submarine. Steve was in the Navy. You can learn to pee at sea, the Navy for some years, and he was out. He has said a lot of things about Steve's service. Now, a lot of other people have started to question Unirock's claims that he is a veteran, okay? And I just thought it was curious that he was fomenting and throwing a fit about how disrespected he is. Are you threatening me? How disrespected he was that everybody was questioning his service. So late last night, early this morning, I started posting Uni show the DD 214. For those of you that aren't familiar with the military, the DD 214 is your separation papers. It'll have your status on there. It'll say, honorably discharged, dishonorably discharged, general discharge, and there's another one. Let me look real quick because I was looking at, there's a bunch of different discharges. Honorable, general, other than honorable. I know that existed. Bad conduct discharge and dishonorable discharge. Those are all different kinds of discharges that you can get in the military. And so I was saying, Uni, show your DD 214 because he was making all these claims about various people dissing his service. And let me just throw this out there. I was never dissing his possible service. I think that anybody that serves the U.S. military is due the attaboys that veterans get. Thank you for your service. Even you, Unirock, if you were actually a member of the armed forces. I never stated that I knew he wasn't. I never stated that I knew he was. I just questioned it and said, the easiest way to solve this is to blank out your name and show us your DD 214 with your first name on it. And apparently he started throwing something of a fit over that. And now he has said that he sent it to me and that I am a liar who would tell people that I'd never received it. Why would you even say that before you even gave the other person a chance to look at it? Well, I was busy picking up broken china. My Lomosolv set was ruined. And the dealing with the guys over at Cope Guanacaste to see if I could get this either a large table or this kitchen island with granite on it. I came back to this mess and Uni demanding an apology. Let me say something. After I saw that he said he sent it to me, I looked in my email box. I looked at my spam filter. I looked at my promotions filter. I looked at my internet filter. I looked at all the different filters I had, and there was no DD214 from anybody in any of them. So then I thought, well, the only other things I have that I use now are Facebook and Twitter. I'm blocked on Twitter. So there's no way he could have sent it to me. It would have been hard for him to send it to me on Facebook because I do not accept anything, any kind of conversations or anybody that's not on my friends list. And then I started thinking, well, I do have an Instagram account and I rarely look at that. So I went in there, nothing in my email box, nothing in anything else. So with his claims of I sent it to her, but she's going to say I didn't send it to her, and so she's a liar. I'm going to say that that's probably a lie because I looked everywhere for it. I don't see it anywhere. So I've thought more and more about this, and I've had contact with various people. I have somebody that I was talking to that lives in the area where Unirock lives, who says that yes, he was in the Army. Thank you for your service, Unirock. This person says he was in the military, but it was very short-lived, which is kind of what I figured it might have been. So I started doing a little research on the different sites, because one of the things that I did was I went to pull the DD214. You can actually do that. If you can go into some of the military databases, you can search by names and parts of the country people come from, and you can scare up that info. Denata. Nothing under that name. But a generic version of that name. There were a lot of things. I don't have time to wade through 27,000 different DD214s. So that was a wash. So I started reading what happens when you're discharged early on, like during AIT, Advanced Infantry Training. I think that's what that stands for. Don't quote me. It's been years. What happens if you wash out in basic training or an AIT? I was reading about basic that it's possible to become injured on your first day in basic training and get a military pension and to be discharged with a general discharge and be able to call yourself a veteran. It seemed like there were some very odd rules about if you could call yourself a veteran based upon how long you'd served or what type of service you did. This is something I know a little tiny bit about because you probably don't know this, but I've mentioned it before. My husband he's a retired officer. He served with the 511th MI, which was part of the 11th ACR and V Corps in Germany. And he served at the 201st Military Intelligence Unit in Virginia. And that's not even counting when he was in, not basic, but when he was originally, he was in the Army Reserves. That doesn't even count any of that time. This is just hardcore Army. He was in for years. When he married me, he was in. I went to Germany with him. And I went to work for the USO. I worked for the USO for some time. So we're a military family. We're a military retiree family. So again, Unirock, thank you for your service. I respect that. I got to respect that, no matter how short it was. The person I've been talking to seems to think it was quite short. And that some of the things that were said recently aren't really very true. Could be, who knows? I do know that when I looked, I found nothing. And you can usually look that stuff up pretty easily. The military doesn't seem to care for personal privacy in any way, shape, or form. So there you have it. So I'm waiting to hear. But I've been talking to all my friends who actually are veterans or are Army brats who are raised in military families, and we were all saying the general consensus seemed to be that the things that were being said by Unirock and the way he was saying it was not something you would find anybody who was military, who was honorable, would do. And I kind of have to agree. So, Unirock, I'm calling out to you tonight. Do the right thing. Start behaving like the honorable person you would have been when you were in the military. Please start doing that. Let go of all these dumb feuds and stop fighting with everybody. Stop inventing wilder and wilder tales. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. And stop with the threats of the FBI and the legalese, because it's just gotten, I know what word I want to use, but it's not politically correct. It's just gotten very dumb. I'm not going to fight with you. In fact, I'm not even going to address you again. I'm just going to wait and see if anybody comes up with a DD 214 on you. Like I said, knowing the kind of that, if it was the way it was explained to me earlier tonight, there may not be one. You may have been been given a general discharge early enough in your service that there wouldn't have been a DD 214 generated. So I don't know how much the Paulsons are paying you, but it's not enough. Come on, dude. Do better. Do better. I think if you went back to whatever it was you were doing before all the silly Katie Joy stuff, everybody would embrace that and everybody could move on. So really that's all I had to say tonight. I just wanted to reiterate again, there's no proof either way that I can see. I did not receive a DD-214 that Mr. Unirock says he sent to me. I don't know if he sent it by carrier pigeon or he strapped it on the back of a humpback whale or how he sent it. But it's not here. I don't have it. I haven't seen it. But there is somebody who says that you were in the military for a short period of time. And somebody else came and said they'd seen your DD-214. So I guess you were in the military. Thank you for your service. You were screeching that I had to apologize to you. No, I don't. I don't have to apologize to you. Especially now that you've made the comment that you sent it to me, but I was clearly going to lie and say I didn't receive it. No, I didn't receive it. And I'm not lying. So that kind of cancels out any possibility of ever getting an apology from me. There is nothing wrong with making people prove their bona fides. Now, I can prove my husband was in the military. I can go pull his DD 214 from his desk where he keeps it because it comes in handy for certain things. And there are times we've had to show it, like when I signed up for Social Security. I finally started getting my retirement pay. We had to show his DD 214. And every Veterans Day we lived in the States, it was like we would go around with him and his DD 214. He would eat as many free meals as he could. You know about that, Unirock? On Veterans Day, veterans can go around and eat for free at different places or at a greatly reduced cost. So I would encourage you to do that this coming Veterans Day. We're not going to have that here, unfortunately. Okay, you guys, I am going to go. I don't know when I'm going to be back because one of the things that happened, I didn't mention this, was the thing that started the day off the wrong way. I got in the pool. I walked. I swam. I did water aerobics. I did a little yoga even, a little aqua yoga. I hadn't done that in ages. And when I climbed out of the pool, and this is after my skin's itching thinking about this. I'm trying not to scratch. So when I climbed out of the pool, I came in the house to take a shower because with my asthma, I can't tolerate the pool chemicals very long. And if I don't shower immediately, my skin breaks out. I get asthmatic dermatitis. And the pool triggers it every time. I can't even get in the hot tub. So I got out, went inside the shower, and the water was off. It was off all day. So I had to go to all my appointments to pick up my kitchen island, feeling like and smelling like pool water. And it made my asthma go haywire. So tomorrow is likely going to be a laid up in that bed day. And I dread having to take my hair down out of this bun and see what I actually have after a day in the pool. The water finally came back on and I took a shower, but the damage has been done. I've been wheezing all day and now I'm starting to break out like a fiend. Trying not to scratch, just rub because scratching sucks. Okay, you guys, I'll see you later. If you could hit like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, that'd be great. Everything I've talked about is just personal opinion here. I'm just basing this on things I know about the U.S. military, from my husband having been in it. And again, I'm going to say, who knows? Who knows what the truth and the reality of this is? I'm just talking about the things that I've heard that may or may not be true. And we're going from there. I still haven't seen a DD-214. Somebody pointed out, one last thing, that whenever certain people show proof, it's always blurry or suspicious looking, or it's flashed so quickly there's no way you could read it. And that may well be, but here's the thing: I don't watch other person's streams. I don't watch them at all. I don't watch Unirock at all. If I happen to see a clip or two I hear, or someone say, hey, Unirock's running his mouth about you again, I'm like, whatever. At least he's leaving some other poor bastard alone when he's talking about myself. So I'm really going this time. I gotta go to bed.